What's going on, everyone? Daniel here, and welcome to my quick review for War for the Planet of the Apes, which stars Andy Serkis, Steve Zahn, Woody Harrelson, and many other countless talented actors and actresses. No spoilers in here whatsoever, man. No spoilers, just my first impression, stuff that I liked about the film, and some things that I didn't like about the film. Now, of course, this film is directed by Matt Reeves, who directed Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, which was one of my favorite films that year, and it's one of my favorite films out of the decade. From the cinematography, to the characters, to the effects, to the amazing special effects in that film, to the action, to Koba. Everything about it, man. Dawn for the Planet of the Apes was one of my favorite films that year and out of the decade so far. Now for this, man, the hype train was real. I'm very pumped up. So with this, it has, and I'll tell you right now, and I'm going to tell you my true feelings. It's a good film. It has a lot of great moments, and it packs a punch. It's an emotional film. It's a beautiful film, and it's a disaster film. Woody, I'll start off right here. Well, the first act of the film, the first hour, the first 40 minutes to an hour of the film is amazing. I mean, hands down, I was saying to myself, this is going to be on the top 10 best films of the year list already. And then the second act and third act, it keeps declining and declining and declining, and it just declines so much to where I'm like, it's not going to be on the top 10 most likely. It may be on honorable mention, maybe. Because, let's get off to the good stuff. The special effects, the CGI is insanely amazing. The apes look real. The hair on their faces, the snow, everything. Caesar looks older, a little bit older. I mean, all these characters that we follow throughout the film, they've grown and they've aged. It's insane how amazing, how much money that the people in the studios have put into this film, and it's beautiful and it's money well spent. Andy Serkis deserves an Oscar nomination. Even better than an Oscar nomination, he deserves an Oscar. Everyone's saying it, and it's true. Andy Serkis is fantastic in this film. Not only, I wouldn't say that his performance in this one would be a winner, but a nomination for sure. Steve Zahn, who plays Bad Ape. Bad Ape is the most cutest and such a really interesting character in the film. He's sort of the comedic relief. And it works so well, man. At first, when Bad Ape was introduced, I wasn't feeling it, and I started seeing the charm, and Steve Zahn brings it so much to life, and just brings this whole other color to this dark film. Woody Harrelson. Now, I love Woody Harrelson. I've never met anyone who's never liked Woody Harrelson before. Everyone loves Woody. We all love the wood, you know. So Woody Harrelson, he doesn't need to be in this film. I thought it was a complete waste. The first time we see him in this film, he's badass. And then the second time and all that, it's just, by the time the second act begins, I don't like it. I think he had great dialogue. He had a great monologue. But other than that, he didn't belong in this film. Miscast. His character was weak, honestly. I felt like he was just all for show. A lot of things, like, all I'll say is there's humans against there's a problem between humans against humans, and then apes against humans, and humans against apes. There's this whole other third part of the film that they just throw in there. They throw another sort of war in there, and War for the Planet of the Apes. Well, the apes, all I'll say is the apes aren't doing much in this film for an hour and a half. They're not doing much. They're really not. It's more of a breakdown for some of our characters that we love, and we see them in very hard places, and it's acted to perfection. It's very emotional. I cried at least 6 or 7 times in this film. It's a very emotional film. It's the most I've cried out of any film this year. But we just sit there and we sit there and we sit there and we sit there and we sit there and it doesn't move on. And by the end of the film, I'm like, well, is that it? I mean, are we going to continue this thing? If this is your final film, if you plan on making it for our beloved, certain things and all that, then you should have done a different thing. Matt Reeves, he was making it, again, the first act is amazing, and then it declines and declines, and by the end of the film, it's just, it started off from great to good to okay. It really just declined afterwards with a lot of things, and a lot of things that they were setting up and that they didn't deliver in a sense. I felt like there were plot holes at certain things as well. It felt like we were just contained for a film that should have been a war, man. We needed more of a war, and these posters and the way they're teasing it, it's a big war, and there is no super huge war, is all I'll say. Like, there's action in here, and it's good action. It's just there's no full-on battle to the death, sort of war that you would expect for a war for the Planet of the Apes. So, yeah, they're again, humans are total dicks in this film, and I'm glad humans, I'm glad that the apes are standing up and all that, so it's cool that even as a human, you can be in this film and be like, go apes, fuck the humans. And it's so cool how it gets you with those feelings there. So with that, it has its problems. It's long. It's 2 hours and 20 minutes. It could have been an hour and 40 minutes. It could have been an hour and 40 minutes, and it could have been a great film. You could cut out 20 to 30 minutes of footage, and it will still be, or it'll be a little bit better. You know what I mean? You could have gone a different route. We could have gone different places. We're just in the cold and rain for most of the film. And I don't know how nobody gets sick from the cold and rain. I'm like, you guys get pneumonia. Like, literally, I don't know how all these soldiers, and I'm like, what are you doing? You're just wasting your time. Do something. It's just, we just sat there for a long time. And there's a lot of scenes in this film where if I go back to the theater and watch this again, I'm going to have to sit through the scenes that I don't want to sit down through. You know what I'm saying? It has a lot of great moments, and it's a very strong emotional film. The special effects are badass, and the action's really good. But at the end of the day, when you walk out of the theater, oh my God, it was amazing. Parts of it were amazing, but really the film as a whole is just okay. It's good. It's not great. Parts of it are great, but it's not a great film. It drops the ball in many places, and that's something. Now, it is a blockbuster summer film, and it's a really good summer film. And I do plan on picking this up on Blu-ray in the near future. And I hope the franchise continues, and I hope we get to remake a Planet of the Apes one day. That will be really awesome, and reimagining it. That would be so awesome. And I want to see this franchise continue. And honestly, it still is a solid trilogy. It's a very solid trilogy. Matt Reeves didn't direct Rise, but I thought Rise was, I haven't seen it in a while. I thought it was, it's fine enough where I enjoyed it. Dawn is still my favorite. I'd say Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is still the best out of the trilogy. And again, War for the Planet of the Apes is not bad. It's not mediocre. It has great moments. The first hour is solid gold. And then certain choices and certain paths that the film takes, it's not for the better. And I don't know who ended up writing the screenplay or went that way or that. Even the ending, I like the ending. I wouldn't change the ending, but I definitely could see the ending being something else different, because I think they really kind of hurt the franchise in its own way. It hurts it in many different ways that I think could be way different. So that's just my personal opinion. Again, I think it is I want to say it's an okay film, but I want to say it's a good film, and I can't bring myself to say it's a great film. So I'm around there with like a B plus, around that sort of center there. It's a B+, okay, good film. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to share with your friends and hit that subscribe button for more awesome movie reviews. Make sure to comment down below to me what you guys thought for War for the Planet of the Apes, and look out for my spoiler review where I'll get more in-depth and break down the entire film for you guys in the next few days. Until next time, bye-bye.